Hello everyone, this will be my recap of the first season of The Last of Us, but please bear with me because there's a lot of background information you need to remember. Alright, let's go. The series follows Joel Miller, who's a single dad raising Sarah Miller, and unfortunately for these two, a very deadly fungal outbreak, well, breaks out. So the government swoops in and tries to contain the outbreak the best way they know.
That just means they clean stuff.
No, it actually means they turn a bunch of people into memories, including Joel's daughter, Sarah.
Gotta get you up. Come on. Come on, get up. Come on, baby girl. Come on.
And during all this chaos, Joel got separated from his brother Tommy. We then fast forward 20 years later, and this outbreak really took root.
Yeah, I get the reference.
And this is the perfect time to explain what the fungal outbreak really is. The fungus that starts this zombie outbreak is known as the cordyceps fungus. And being the dummy I am, I looked this up, and it turns out that this fungus is real. Luckily for us, it only attaches itself to ants and turns them into zombies, not humans. Unfortunately for the folks in The Last of Us, it turns them into zombies. And so far there's only two types, clickers and bloaters. Clickers are the most common ones and they can't see, so they click their tongues to use echolocation. Bloaters are the big boys. These guys are basically tanks. They are basically what the clickers can turn into if they have enough time and sunlight, because the fungus is what's actually growing on these bloaters, making them into big old tanks. So the more time they spend developing and growing, the more disgusting they can get.
But wait! There's more!
These zombies also sort of function like a hive mind. If you step on the wrong vine or accidentally touch one of them, all of them will get a notification like a bunch of hungry seagulls, because they're all sort of connected like one big tree. Anyways, with that information out of the way, Joel has been living in a quarantine zone, or a QZ, run by Fedra, which is basically what's left of the US government. He also gets by doing random odd jobs for the highest bidder, with the help of his friend Tess. One of these odd jobs is to transport a girl by the name of Ellie for a faction called the Fireflies. They're basically one of the organized groups against Fedra. But during this job, both Tess and Ellie get bit, which turns out to be good news and bad news. The bad news is Tess dies, rest in peace. And the good news is that we find out that Ellie is immune to the fungus, which is why the Fireflies wanted to transport her to another location so they can create a vaccine. Unfortunately, this transportation job went from a sprint to a marathon, because Joel was previously tasked with transporting Ellie from Boston to the Massachusetts State House. But the Fireflies who were supposed to receive them were all dead. So Joel instead goes on a mission to find the Fireflies and get Ellie to them, which ends up taking Joel and Ellie on a mission all the way across the country to Salt Lake City. Before they got there, they stopped in Wyoming, where Joel's brother, Tommy, was staying. It turned out they had a pretty nice living situation, and Tommy is expecting to be a father. After Joel and Ellie resupply with Tommy, they head off to Colorado, where they thought the Fireflies would be. Unfortunately, they only found out that they need to head to Salt Lake City. While finding this out, they got ambushed by a couple of raiders. Joel was able to take them out, but was wounded in the process. Takes him out of commission for several weeks. While Joel is out, Ellie develops her survival skills taking care of him. Ellie is then kidnapped by this dickhead by the name of David, who actually turns out to lead a bunch of cannibals.
But wait! There's more!
He also wants to marry Ellie. Yeah, Ellie wasn't having any of that because she breaks out and kills David. Also burns the whole place down and gets back to Joel. They then get to Salt Lake City, where they're taken prisoners by the Fireflies. The leader of the Fireflies, Marlene, tells Joel that they believe they can make a cure, but it'll probably cost Ellie her life. But the thing is, Joel now sees Ellie as his daughter, so he turns the whole hospital into a Firefly graveyard and leaves with Ellie, who is unconscious. When she finally wakes up asking what happened, Joel lies to her and tells her that the Fireflies found more people who were immune to the fungus, so they don't need her anymore. They then return to Wyoming, where Ellie asks Joel to swear that he's telling the truth about what happened at the hospital. The season then ends with Joel doubling down on that lie, saying that is exactly what happened at the hospital. But Ellie clearly knows something is up. And yeah, I hope I answered all of your questions, but if I didn't, be sure to leave a comment. I read them all. Also, if you like that video and want to see more like it, leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you like The Last of Us, I think you'll like this show called From. That's it.